Good evening and welcome to our Wellness Wednesday. My name is Lori Ferraro. I am zooming in from Boise, Idaho. It's great to have each and every one of you joining us tonight. I believe everyone on here is just as passionate about wellness as I am, and the older I get, the more passionate I become. I'm a wife to my husband Greg for 33 years, and I'd like it to be another 33. I have two daughters. We have three grandsons, and I can tell you, I want to age as gracefully as I possibly can. I'm telling you, I see, people that I graduated with, and sometimes I'm actually very shocked. And I think, oh my goodness, do I look that old? I probably do, but I want to age as gracefully as I possibly can. I hear that the average medicine cabinet has 5 prescription drugs in it. I don't want to have 5 prescription drugs in mine. Now, is there a time and place for prescriptions? Absolutely. Are some of them very necessary? Absolutely. Sometimes are they not so necessary? Absolutely. We have a lot of things going on, right? But sometimes we can manage things a different way, maybe a little bit healthier way. Sometimes we can't. But you know what? Tonight we're going to learn about amazing supplements that have absorption that matters. I mean, when we talk supplements, are they all the same? Absolutely not. They are not all the same. I mean, a lot of them have fillers and all kinds of stuff in them. You don't want that. You want to have supplements that are absorbing. How about third-party tested supplements? A lot of companies, they say, well, our supplements are tested in-house. Well, in-house testing doesn't impress me. How about third party? That's outside of the house, so it's non-biased testing. We have that. We have that testing. We have products that absorb. And tonight I'm so excited because the gal that I get to bring on is not only a dear friend of mine, but she's extremely passionate about health. She's been a health coach for many, many years. She has helped numerous people on their wellness adventure. I mean, she is just someone who's like, you know what? There is a better way. There are better things you can put in your body, and let me explain why and how this could help you. And I love how passionate she is for people, and I love that she likes to come right alongside them and say, this is how we're going to do this together. So I would like to introduce my friend, health coach, Miss Leslie Yankee. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lori. It's really fun. Hi, everybody. Yes, it's Yankee, like a New York Yankee. I did change it on the screen because that's a tough one. You know, I- when you were talking about everybody wanting to be healthy and aging gracefully and looking the best we can, I think when you get to be 50 and beyond, you really do start noticing and probably part of that has to do with the class reunions we attend or the people online that are, and you're like, oh my gosh, I went to school with you. I would never have recognized you. And then you run into somebody else and you're like, dang, they look so great. Well, I think, health is something that you can't put a price tag on it. First of all, you are what you eat.
Yep.
Nope, you are not. You are not what you eat, you are what you absorb. Yeah, Lori knows that drill. We drill that one in for all of us to remember. And inflammation's the number one cause of diseases, and lack of absorption is probably a piece of that, along with what you're putting in and what you're choosing to not put in. But the thing that I love about three uh, of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, the specific products that really affect your absorption rate, I love the fact that they hit your body and they go to the cell. And the thing that I want to say about the liposome technology is if you have a cell in your body, which you have millions, they have what's called a liposome barrier. That barrier is made to protect the cell. Everything that we have has a barrier. So, how do you get into the cell with what you're using? You've got to have some way to get it absorbed. We have those supplements drilled in to where that liposome barrier is busted through, and the cell receives the nutrient that it's taking in. So that's what sets all of these things that we're going to talk about tonight apart from what you would typically see available just out and about. So understand absorption is really important. Understand also that bioavailability is like a catchphrase. We're talking about bioavailability. What's the availability of what you're taking? So anyway, I think Steve Jobs would agree with me. Most people that lose their health would pay any and all of the money they have, including Steve Jobs, to buy their health back. Would we not agree? And I asked a young man who was playing sports, and I know I'm chattering a little longer than normal, but this is a story that I think is too cute and it drives the point home. I said to him, okay, so your mom wants you to get better at sports, and your coach wants you to show up and be everything that he's expecting you to be. And I'm hearing that your coach is not happy with your energy level. And he's like, well, yeah, I've just been really tired lately. But I mean, I'm 14, and a lot of my 14-year-old friends are tired. And I'm like, okay, well, let's start with this. Do you shower a lot? He looked at me kind of funny. He's like, every day my mom says I stink when I come home. I said, okay, well, I'm just curious which valve you turn on. When you hop in the shower, which valve do you use? He's like, what? I said, the muddy water or the clean water? He's like, oh, my parents only have the clean water in our showers. I don't know anything about the muddy water valve. And I'm like, I wonder why that is. He goes, well, why would you want to shower in muddy water? I said, well, why would you want to shower your insides with muddy water? He's like, oh, that's weird. I said, think about that. I said, the things you're putting in you are bathing your cells. What are you bathing your cells in? I tell kids in the morning, and I tell my friends, if you're going to bathe your cells, bathe them in something good first, and then have your coffee or your whatever your caffeine thing is, or you're running out the door with a sport drink. And we'll get into that later. There's options for that too. But yeah, that I just want you all to be thinking about, what do you bathe in your insides with? Because I've got well, I love all of the supplements we have, but three of them in particular are so great for the things that I suffer from, and we're going to hear a lot of testimonies. So, further ado, let's hop in.
All right. And I love that. What are you bathing your cells in? I mean, that was a great way to think about it. And I got a great visual when you shared it like that. I was like, ooh, that was really good. And before we get into the products, I just want to let everyone know, I know there's a lot of guests that are on here, and I want to make sure that you guys realize you're going to hear about some amazing products with great testimonials, and Leslie's going to share all kinds of information. I just want to let you guys know these products are available two ways. You can get them retail price or you can get them wholesale price. If you'd like to get them at wholesale price, I mean, who wouldn't? It's like a Costco membership. It's $30 a year and you can get wholesale pricing versus paying retail price, which I'd always want wholesale. So whoever invited you on the Zoom, let them know I'd like wholesale pricing, and they'll show you how you can do just that. So our first product that we're going to get into is our Vitalité. And I love how it comes in this little box, Leslie, and it just drops down. And in here are 30 packets. And in each packet, there's 5 supplements to start your morning off so you can bathe your cells in something amazing.
I'm telling you, that is one of the three that I'm talking about. The Vitalité. It's like if you do nothing else in your life, that's super important. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say the story because it's really your story, but I think it drives the point home that absorption is really everything, and Vitalité is absorbed so well. You're not going to have, those porta potty companies. Lori has a story. I'm gonna let you tell it in a minute, but that really drives the point home. When you're taking something in, you want to make sure your body's getting it. It's not being found later. We'll say, well, I'll leave it at that for the moment. But it kind of like a car needs fuel. but it also needs the oil changed, and it's not going to run very long without. You're looking at the body needing phytonutrients, micronutrients, the chlorophyll, enzymes and probiotics. You know, poor diet, poor diet, soil depletion, and poor nutrients and the absorption of them is the main three causes of the breakdown in your body. And Vitalité provides everything your body needs, everything to run like a well-oiled machine. So just understand that that's a great basis. I know that the of course, has the highest quality vitamins and minerals within it, including 72 trace minerals. And those are the ones that activate the enzymes in your body. And you've got 16 amino acids. Those provide building blocks, and you need the building blocks to make protein. So that's supplementing your body. You've got the chlorophyll, and the chlorophyll, I used to think, even though I went through school for this, I'm like, why do we need chlorophyll? It's a weird thing. Well, chlorophyll is the thing that binds the toxins. So I know you all are not like me. You never have a cheat day, you never have a toxic meal, you never have any inflammation in your body. But for those of us who do, just understand that the chlorophyll alone within that product is going to bind the toxins and shuttle them right on out of the body. And then you've also got blends of different berries and the like Asea, Schizandra, the Maca, all those yummy good things. And also that's the 4 capsules. And I think you saw Lori's packet. The other one is a gel, and that is our omega. And of course, our brain needs that. And I'm going to plug in and maybe we have a testimony about this that would drive a point home.
We sure do. I know one of the things you were referring to, I'll just share really quick because Leslie led into this, was my uncle years ago, 30 some years ago, owned a porta potty business. And he had his porta potties all over softball fields, concerts, you name it. And he said, supplements don't absorb. And I remember 30 years ago thinking, what do you know about supplements? Like, you have porta potties and you're a plumber. I don't know what you know about supplements. And he said, well, when I clean my porta potties, he said, I squirt them out with a hose, and at the bottom of the porta potty is a grate. And sitting on that grate is always a pile, a mound of vitamins. And I'm like, he said, full vitamins. And he said, and 2 of them, I can still read the labels on. And I'll tell you what he told me, because this is exactly what he said. He said, 2 of them I can still read the labels on, Lori, and it's Centrum and 1 a day. And he said, so they're not absorbing at all. People are taking them, they're spending money, and they're going in one end and out the other, literally. So I never forgot that. So I know everything you said, Leslie, is so important. Absorption is key. And I'm going to turn it over to our testimonial. Welcome, Gina.
I'm sorry about that. Technical
Hi.
difficulties. Hey, this is Gina Mignani, and I am from Northern California in the Gold Country. And I am talking today about Vitalité, which is a phenomenal product. I have been, I would say, consistently taking it for the last several months. And I take it actually twice a day, and you only have to take it once a day. But the reason why I happen to take it twice a day is because over the last several years, I have lived a bit of a gypsy lifestyle. I've moved a lot. I've started a lot of new jobs, some out of state. And with that said, obviously that affects your overall immune system and can, from the stress level and everything. And it seemed like in the past, every time I started a new job, within the first week, I would get sick. And who wants to call out sick your first week of work? Well, it seemed like consistently that happened every single time. And I work in the, hospitality and retail industry. So I work with a lot of people around me, the customers, the guests, the coworkers. And so I'm also around a lot of people that are carrying whatever they're carrying type of illnesses. And so with your immune system down, it's very easy to catch them. So with that said, I've been taking the Vitalité, and I've been taking the 2 a day, the packets a day, because for me, I've been just even this past 6 months, I've moved twice and I've started 3 new jobs. Long story, but all good things. But I have been taking this and I have not gotten sick. And, you know, I'm around people. I'm around people all the time that are sneezing and coughing and blowing their nose and everything else around me. And thankfully, I haven't gotten sick, and I contribute that to these products. So that's it. Thank you.
Wow, love it. Oh my gosh. I wasn't even thinking about that. I know we've talked a couple of times, and the energy level was important, and but you're right. Gina is so right. She's protected her body, and for the first time ever, not caught something and kept herself going with what she's the energy and effort that she's needed to put out. So great job, Gina, and thank you for the testimony.
Yeah.
It's so fun. So fun.
Thank you.
Well, we have, before I get into our next supplement, I just wanted to share with everyone real quick, Leslie, we also do have a skincare line. I love that we have a skincare line. Our emphasis tonight is going to be on the supplements, but we do have a skincare line, and that skincare line includes a cleanser, a toner, a serum, as well as a moisturizer. And the serum, they found there is a skin-brain connection. And again, we do have the studies to show these things, third-party studies, not in-house, very important. There's a huge difference there. We have the third-party studies to show that there is a skin-brain connection. So when you put this serum on, not only does it help your skin look better, but it also gives you a hit of dopamine to the brain. So you actually feel better when you put it on. So I just wanted you guys to know there is also the external skincare line. And I know a lot of people, when they think, you know, hair, skin, and nails, they think of collagen. They think, oh, collagen. And collagen does help with hair, skin, and nails, but it also helps with so many things internally that people don't even realize. I mean, we can talk about gut health, we can talk about joints, we can talk about ligaments. I mean, it is amazing, all of the things. If you have a good collagen, I can't even believe, Leslie, how many people I talk to. I'm talking countless, and they tell me over and over and over that they get their collagen from Costco. And I know that that's powdered collagen, which there's a huge difference between a powdered collagen and a liquid collagen, because again, we're talking about absorption. As Leslie mentioned, we want things that are absorbing, not sitting in our stomach with a bunch of fillers, so they're ending up in porta potties later. We want them absorbing and getting into our cells, as Leslie said, bathing our cells. So liquid collagen, micronized collagen, hydrolyzed collagen, all of those things are really, really important because collagen's a big molecule. Correct me if I'm wrong, Leslie, it's a big molecule. And if we want this to get into our cells, well, it needs to be micronized. What does micronized mean? Chopped up. It's chopped up into little tiny pieces. If your collagen isn't micronized, it's too big. It's not getting into the cell. The cell is little and the collagen is big. So tell me how you eat a watermelon in one bite. You don't. You chop it up. You micronize a watermelon and you eat it bite by bite by bite. That's micronizing. This is micronized, hydrolyzed, liquid, marine-based collagen. Back to you, Leslie.
Thank you. You got it covered very well. The only thing I would add to that is a reminder that when she says it's got to be micronized and to get it into the cell, most collagen is not getting into the cell. It cannot, even if it tried, forget getting through the liposome barrier. It could get through the liposome barrier and still not get into the cell because it's too big. It's like pushing, what's the thing about the putting the camel through the eye of a needle? You know, that's a similar thing. So it's really, really a key point that I think most people miss. I don't think, and a lot of people question that, but it's a fact. So believe it, know it, it's true. And you know, the other thing about collagen is that as we get older, and none of us are not getting older. In fact, when we get off of this Zoom tonight, we're going to be an hour older than we were when we got on. So understand the clock's always ticking. And as we get older, the skin starts breaking down a little more and a little more. The wrinkles, the crow's feet, the ashen tones in your skin, all of that's going to come about. And you really can't stop it, but you can slow it way down. So the important thing is, and it's not, you know, I love those videos that tell you, and it's not your fault. These doctors, and then they're selling you something. And don't worry, you you ate things that you should have never eaten 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but it's not your fault that you have all these problems. Yes, it is your fault. So take responsibility. For crying out loud, please take responsibility, because that's the beginning. And really the thing is, the skin, it's important to remember, is the largest organ. It is an organ, just like your heart, your lungs, it's an organ, and it's your largest organ. And it's because it's external, it's taking in all the damage from UV radiation, pollution, poor diet will affect it, stress affects your skin, sleep deprivation affects your skin. I know that I went through a time where I wasn't sleeping well, and anxiety, and that was what was causing my poor sleep. I was waking up a lot, and I was looking in the mirror and I was thinking, and that's the time actually, Lori, this is when Greg called about the serum and was so excited that you just got the serum available, and he was getting it shipped out to me. And I thought, could not be timed better. I hope this thing works, because I was feeling like I looked 120, I just was raggedy, just raggedy. But that's where all of that will affect you. But that's the beauty of how you can turn it around. And yes, at first I put it on the first day and I was so disappointed because I didn't look 21 that night. I was really mad. I was going to call Greg and complain. But I thought, well, I'll give it a week and then, maybe at least looks 61. So the bottom line is, what I did notice day one was, told you I've been going through a lot of anxiety that was keeping me not sleeping well. Well, that anxiety was coming from a lot of stress. And the stress, all of it was, of course, affecting my mood. And the weird thing was, that first day, I didn't attribute it to the serum, but it really made a difference. And so then I thought, I've got to get back on the collagen. I'd been off. So the collagen, the serum, and my skin started becoming more vibrant, and like to think it changed it by a year or two anyway. So that was really a plus. It's powerful. The phytonutrients, 5 grams of the collagen, the HLA, the hyaluronic acid, it keeps your skin supple, or gets it back to being supple. It's I'm trying to think, the pomegranate, and the antioxidants that are in it, all of those things help your hair, your skin, your nails, the keratin and the biotin. We've got poor absorption in so many things that it's such a wonderful thing to know that when you're taking in all of this, you're really absorbing it. And it's not just about your hair, your skin, and your nails. It's about your internal organs, which, of course, being a health coach, that's what I really am more concerned about. And I just think that we could not have nailed it better. And I think the thing I love too about it is Dr. Dan Gubler created this so that it's encouraging your body. Remember, I said you slow down on collagen production. This we actually take 10 days on, and then we're off next month, 10 days on. And those days that we're off, it's encouraging your body to start creating its own. So that's one of the things I love the absolute most about how he created it, because he could have created it where you got to buy it 3 times over to get everything. And he did something good for our bodies. So as a health coach, another thing I love about, and I bet we've got a fun testimonial.
We sure do. I'm going to turn it over to Linz.
Hey, Lindsay, I'm from Alberta. So many cool things to hear about the collagen. I actually didn't know anything really about collagen, but started taking it about 4 years ago. About 10 years ago, after I had my third baby, I started losing my hair really badly, and it was just coming out in chunks and couldn't figure out. So I hear, oh, collagen's good for skin, hair, and nails. So where do I go? I did go to Costco, but I did get the liquid kind, being a nurse, knowing about a little bit about absorption. Um, um, but for the last 4 years, I've not ever noticed anything, and I would drink it out of the bottle because what this isn't really doing anything. And then when I started on our collagen product, uh, I instantly did what blew me away. What I noticed was its effect on my muscles and my joint health, and because I was having really hard time sleeping with that or before that. And so that was one thing that blew me away. But yes, I grow, my hair is growing. It's thicker now. Kids notice my nails, my notice some good skin things, but to be honest, for me, nothing could compare with like like Leslie was saying about what's going on inside that I'm noticing. And that was huge. The collagen is the best 10 days of my month, and sometimes I will actually take the collagen earlier, just because I am sleeping so well. And I wanted to share a little bit about my grandma. She's 80 years old, and I asked her to start taking the collagen. She's a very active woman in her 80s. She plays a lot of pickleball 6 days a week. She's competitive with pickleball. And thank you, Vivian, for being on here too. She plays with Vivian. And anyways, but grandma, she started on the collagen, and she noticed she doesn't get up at night when she's on her collagen cycle with these horrible leg issues where she has to get up and walk around. Um, she sleeps through the night, which is crazy for her at 80 years old. And another big thing that she has noticed too is she used to have to buy eye drops all the time. Um, she's waking up, she calls me, I have tears in my eyes again. Like just with the moisture that she's getting at her age. Um, so it's been huge for her. And yeah, I quickly just want to share to ask my husband to try the collagen. He has had some whiplash injuries in his younger days and couldn't really see his massage therapist or chiropractor there for a couple weeks. And I kind of doubled him up on the collagen, thinking maybe this will just at least help too. And I think it was a good thing, just for that muscle and joint benefit too. We're aging, and yeah, probably just the hydration of it. I just love collagen. It is the best 10 days, and it's awesome. Thank you for letting me share.
That was awesome. I love that. And I love the fact that your grandma playing pickleball 6 days a week and is sleeping through the night, is not having the leg issues where she has to get up and walk around. I know what that's like. I've been there and done that, so I fully get it. And that's the proof in the pudding about how the collagen affects the insides, as well as love the hair growth. And I can just tell on camera, Lindsey, that your hair is thick and full, and that's so wonderful. So yay for collagen, yay for Lindsey and her family and your husband. That's a cool story too. Gosh.
That is, I mean, we have so many products that are helping people. I mean, because of the absorption. I mean, Leslie talked about it right at the beginning. Absorption is key, you guys. It's not just what you put in your body, but what your body is actually absorbing. I think sometimes we think, oh, or we feel good or give ourselves a pat on the back. Oh, I bought this supplement. Yay, good for me. It says vitamin C, good for me. Is it absorbing? I mean, is it actually working, or are you just patting yourself on the back because it said something that you know is good for your body, but is it actually getting into your cells? So important. And I love knowing, Leslie, like you mentioned, that we're bathing our cells. I love how Leslie said that, bathing our cells in goodness. So our next product is called Revíve. These are these little orange magic, I like to say magic beans.
Balls.
Yeah, right. And I mean, they help with inflammation. I mean, inflammation is the #1 cause of disease in the body. And if we can keep inflammation down, I know we're going to feel better. So back to you, Leslie.
Awesome. Yep. I haven't had too many aches and pains. I stay on the Revíve and I really believe in it. I broke 19 bones in a car wreck. I don't even know if you know that, Lori. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but lost my spleen, collapsed a lung. I have a plate the whole length of my arm. I broke the ribs 2 through 12 down my back and chest and all. I had tons of breakage. I am never sore. And if I play pickleball, my good shoulder is the one that will it's got a torn rotator cuff, and that's the one that will bother me. And that's why I actually started taking it. But I realized I overall felt better and looked into the ingredients and went, hello, girlfriend, you need to be taking it whether you have a hurting day or a not hurting day. But when I have an extra sore shoulder, I will double up on it. So I'll take extra because, again, keep in mind, you guys, these supplements are nutraceutical. They're not pharmaceutical. It's not eating a vitamin where you have to eat it with food. You can take everything we offer on an empty stomach and you are going to pull in nutrition. So if I need extra, I take extra. I don't even think twice about it. I think the best thing about Revíve is it is going to enhance your flexibility, your mobility, and your range of motion. Those are the things that you're going to find with it. It supports your joints. It eases up muscle soreness. I know a lot of people that have hard gym workouts or they play sports and go for broke. Those are the people that are going to benefit on a daily basis as well, because it really promotes exercise recovery. It's going to it actually, for me, it allows me to play those sports with not just kids, but my grandchildren. And my youngest grandson is 14 and he gets me going like into heavy stuff like basketball and soccer and pickleball and water polo and trampoline. I'm glad he's kind of over that one finally. Dead man. Yeah, I didn't want to play that. So Revíve has been magical and I want to hear the testimony on it.
Sure. I'm going to turn over to John. Welcome, John. Oh, we can't.
Gotcha. Can you hear me
There you
now? All right. All right. So, real quick testimony. I've been in martial arts 55 years and a retired police lieutenant, a SWAT team guy. And I had to have some surgeries. Well, I had my ankle totally replaced, metal ankle, and I have a metal hip. And just recently, I had my back I have 9 screws and bolts in my back and 2 rods at L1 through 6. And I had those surgeries 8 months apart. I mean, I'm going to tell you, my body just wasn't healing. I was beat up from the inside to the outside. And I started on these products 6 months ago and started with Revíve. And I was only kicking, I was still teaching karate. I didn't retire. I was going to retire because I couldn't do my job. But there I was kicking about hip level. And last week, I kicked a 20-year-old in the back of the head. Now, of course, he was bending his knees a little bit, poor old Master Graham, but I still was able to do it. And the next day I wasn't sore. It was like nothing. And I do gym workouts 3 days a week. I teach 3 days a week. So 6 days a week, I'm in the gym at 72 years old. And I'm also going to be doing a seminar, teaching seminars back again. And I can tell you, I would not be doing that if it wasn't for these products. And they have put me back on the mat doing what I love. And that's kicking people in the head. Lovingly. All right. That's my testimony, guys. And I'm going to tell you, get on it, stay on it, and have a blessed workout because you can do it. You really can do it. It makes a difference. I promise you.
I thank you, John. What a great testimony and gosh, you are like the bionic guy. You are pieced and pieces and parts all put back together. So thank God for Revive. I know I have several friends who have recovered from, I helped a girlfriend through knee replacement surgery, and she wouldn't take anything that she couldn't buy at the drugstore until I gave her a bottle of Revive for her birthday, knowing this surgery was coming up. And I got her on it ahead, during, and by the time it was the after, the doctor's like, I cannot believe you. She was going up and down stairs in 3 weeks. So it's yeah, you're right. Everything you said is spot on, and we are very blessed. It's also, it also gives you more energy, which is a sustaining energy, which is what's great about when you're heading into workouts and coming out. It gives you that the go power you need. So, and helps with the immune system too, with some of the extra added things that are in it. So, Lori, I know you probably want to move to the next thing, but
Sure. I mean, we have so many great products. It's just I feel so blessed because I'm like you and John and everyone who shared tonight. Like if it wasn't for these products, I know that my body would not be running the way it is. And when we give our body the proper nutrients that it needs, I mean, it can run better. I mean, it can sustain itself if we give it what it needs. And here's another perfect example. This is called our Purify. And I love these it's a little green pills, and it's a gentle cleanse. I take 2 every evening, and I love that it's a gentle cleanse. So nobody's going to be stuck to their toilet. You don't have to worry about wearing white pants. You don't have to worry, okay, am I going to be able to leave my house? Yes. Gentle cleanse, meaning you can wear the white pants, you won't be stuck to the toilet, and you can leave your house the next day. But you're going to detox 5 major organs: your liver, your lungs, your colon, your kidney, and your skin.
that is so, yep, you took those words right out of my mouth. I always say, guess what never sleeps and guess what never rests. So that would be your intestines, your liver, your kidneys, your lungs, and your colon. That they're always on cue, trying to get their job done. And remember when we were talking about earlier, I mentioned chlorophyll and being surprised to know what the big deal was with chlorophyll. Remember, we talked about it removes the toxins, pulls them, binds them, and shoos them out of your body. But as Lori said, not in some drastic form where they're not keeping you stuck in the bathroom. So it's just doing its job on a regular basis. No pun intended. Well, maybe a pun intended. Got to stay regular. That's important too. That was probably the hardest part of becoming a health coach is I had to be prepared. And sure enough, wouldn't you know, my worst fear was my first client, and he did not mind talking about poop. He called to talk about poop and poop, 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 and poop. By the time we were done, I'm like, I was so glad that day I was not on a Zoom with him. I was just on a phone call because I was like, I can't believe he just told me that. Well, now it doesn't even, rolls off my tongue too because we all poop. I'm sorry, but it's true. So this is a fantastic thing. It's not only removing those toxins, but it's also working on the pollutants, the pharmaceuticals. How many of you, like Lori said, 5 pills on the average a day with most people once they hit a certain age? And I'm not happy about that. And there's certainly things you can do to move off, but I'm not a doctor, so I'm not telling you to do it. But I would look into your options. And the thing is, the ones that you need to take or you are currently taking are going to leave behind some residue that this also will bind and move the pharmaceutical residue that's not helping you, the heavy metals, the pesticides, the things that come from your food and your water, not just your pharmaceutical pills, even from the air and the things that we're touching. Just keep in mind that it's kind of like a hoarder's house. It's collecting stuff from the house until pretty soon there's no more room to get through the house, right? So what Purify does is it goes in and it starts cleaning up so you can make your way through again. And if you can give that as a visual, you'll understand the importance of it. It's got so many amazing product ingredients in it. I'm not even going to go through the whole list, but just know, I think one of the things I think is cool is the advanced enzyme blends. There's a makeup of the cellular absorption technologies that allow this biology and the biological effects of it to actually do their job and do it properly. So it's not just the chlorophyll, although that's a cool thing, but it's also just the overall biological ingredients that have been cleverly, carefully put together so that they operate in perfect form. And I bet we have somebody to talk about this.
I sure do. I'm going to turn over to my friend Kurtis.
Hey everybody, this is Kurtis from Post Falls, Idaho. Hey, the cleanse product is something that I didn't really look at that greatly. I did understand after a little bit, seeing the science behind it and knowing that, you know, having a clean start is a great way to get these other products into your system. I've absolutely heard just horror stories about cleanses in the past, and I really kind of stayed away from this until I realized how Jeuncke was. You guys, this is an amazing product. It's a great way to get a clean start in your system. And like Lori and everybody has said, you know, it's not going to glue you to the toilet. You can wear white clothes. You know, it's not going to ruin your day. So it's just it's a great product, and I can't say enough about it. Just a great start and a way to, you know, really clean your system out and get this stuff in your body.
That's a great way to sum it up. Thank you, Kurtis. That's awesome. I think that the great start to the day, that's a good way to put it. I'm going to leave it at that, Lori.
Yes, I think we should start with water and using the restroom in the morning. There we go.
Yep.
Our next product is Imúne, and this is going to help boost our immune system. I think we all realized in 2020 and beyond, like, it's really important to have a healthy immune system, and this is just going to give your immune system a boost. So again, I like to take 2 of these each morning. I start my morning with all of the products minus this is the only one I do at night, because it does bind and I don't want it binding with all the products that I'm taking. So I wait till later in the day to take my Purifí. But all of them I take in the morning, and I take them on an empty stomach, and then I head to the gym, and I don't eat till I get home from the gym. And most people are like, how can you do that? Don't you feel sick? Don't you want to vomit? Ugh. Nope, because these are actually absorbing, they're whole foods, and you don't feel like that. I get a burst of energy. It actually helps my workout. I feel great. And then I get a great workout and I eat once I come home. So nope, I start my day with all my stuff and a big glass of water. And I do use the toilet in the morning too.
Good for you, Lori. Well, you know what they say, Lori, the best offense is a good defense.
Right.
And I think that when I do the same thing, and I think Imúne probably is the most important for protection against all things that can come at you. And you can be run down, like Gina was talking about. You can be tired, you can be run down, you can be stressed, you can have anxiety, you can be overworked, you can be underslept. There's so many things that can happen that will take your immune system down a notch. You know, we always wonder why we hop on a plane and we end up getting whatever the guys around us have. I was just on a flight where a guy right next to me coughed the entire flight, and I thought I would lose my marbles. And I was a little worried. I popped a couple while I was sitting there, and then when I got home and was getting ready for bed, I popped 2 more. Because again, nutraceutical, don't need to take it on with food. You can just pop it and it's fine. And also you can take as much as you want. So I took 2 on the plane, 2 before bed, 2 the next morning, and I took 2 more at lunch. And by that night, I thought I probably don't need to, and I thought, oh, do it again. So I did 2 more that night, and I never caught anything. But I have to say that's happened multiple times for me over the years, and it's because of that being a good defense. It's defending your body. I think Dr. Dan what does he say? A strong immune system is at the heart of what it means to be healthy. And poor diet and stress and lack of sleep and lack of exercise and all the things that weaken your system, those are all things that we need to be aware of. And he's comprised this with two components. One is the innate immune system, which is the number of defensive molecules the body has to fight off infection. And the second is the adaptive immune system. And this is where your body is trained to fight off specific infections. And it's targeting, and the body then can quickly recognize and neutralize the threats. And I imagine John's going, oh, that makes me want to kick somebody in the head. Well, that's what your immune is doing. It's kicking those threats in the head. So I think that the best part about it is the cellular absorption system is in a class all its own. We, of course, as Lori said, we recommend 2 capsules a day, but I advise always to take 4 a day. So take a couple in the morning and a couple in the evening, a couple days before travel, during travel, and a couple days after you get back from travel, whether you got a coughing man next to you or not. So that's my take on immune. And I bet we have somebody else with a different take.
We sure do. We have a testimonial from Lora. Welcome, Lora. Oh, you're still on mute, Lora.
Your red mute button's on.
There, I tried to got it off and it wouldn't go off. Anyway, my name's Laura Cooley, and I grew up in California, Southern California, and my husband and I retired from the school system and moved to Florida. We live near Miami, and we've lived here since 2005. So Leslie introduced me to the Imúne, and I'm 75 and my husband's 83. And of course, our health and our immune system's very important to us. And we traveled a lot all over the world, and we also go to California. And we haven't been sick at all since we started taking the Imúne a few years ago. So it's pretty amazing how we used to get bronchitis and now we don't. So it's really nice. And I fly to California often. My mom's there and she's 93, and she also takes the Imúne. And it's real important at 93 not to get sick. And she's doing very great on the Imúne. And during this for my grandson's graduation in Honolulu, I flew on the plane. It's 5.5 hours from Miami to LA, and then 5.5 hours from LA to Honolulu. And the person next to me was really sick. And I was so worried because I did not want to miss his graduation because I was sick. So like Leslie said, I popped a few more Imúne too. And I didn't get sick at all. So I was so happy. Had a wonderful time at the graduation. It was really fun. And my mom's doing great. I'll be visiting her for her birthday in October, and she'll be 94. So it's always nice to know my mom will be healthy when I go to visit her.
That is so wonderful. You nailed it. And I'm really pleased to hear that you've had multiple experiences like I have. And after a while, you're like, yep, there's no way you can discredit the value of protecting your immune system with Imúne. So, Lori, take
A good
it
name
away.
for it.
Yeah, thanks, Laura. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on. I have to go real quick. We just got a phone call and I have to help my husband with something. So thank you, everybody. It was nice to be on the call.
Thanks for jumping on, Laura. Appreciate it.
I don't know how I get off.
So
Bottom right, leave.
our
Just
next
leave?
Our next product is our Éternal. And this product, I love this. This is an antioxidant. This is a very, very powerful antioxidant. It has resveratrol, it has glutathione. This is, I don't know, Leslie, it's so hard to have just one favorite. I feel like every time I say this is my favorite, and I'm like, no, this is my favorite. They're all my favorite. They really are. I take all of the products religiously, and they help me feel much better. I can tell you we travel a lot, and there have been a few times where myself or Greg has forgotten to pack our supplements. And within a matter of a few days, I don't feel as good. I definitely am more sluggish. I am not feeling on par. I don't that. So I love that I have these available to me. I know glutathione is a really, really big deal. I correct me if I'm wrong, Leslie, it doesn't absorb very well. It's very hard to get glutathione in your body unless you have a special delivery system, which Leslie was talking about. We have the absorption and we have the studies to prove it, guys. I mean, again, don't pat yourself on the back because you're like, oh, I take a product with glutathione. Pat yourself on the back when you've read a study that shows the absorption rate that's getting into your body. Then you can give yourself that pat on the back. So because this absorbs, it's liquid. I love the way it tastes. It's a healthy snack in my mind. I not only take it for the supplement, I like it as a healthy snack. So I absolutely love this and I love the way it makes me feel. And you know what I love even more, Leslie? I love that we're prescribing wellness and not pills.
Oh, isn't that just the best? You know, that's why I'm here, why I am so taken with everything. And the Eternal, I think, fun story. I got a text this morning from my neighbor that's a customer he's on, but he ended up getting a box of it just to try. And then he said, oh, I don't think I don't think I'm going to want to add that. I'm just going to stick with he has everything else. And so today he said, by the way, I'm going to, do you think it's okay if I take the Eternal twice today? And I'm thinking, oh, so we're going to go from 0 to 2. That's interesting. He said, I've got my blood pressure is high, and I think you told me it helped with that. And I also have this and this. And he was just naming several things that were bothering him. And I said, shoot, I know people that take 3 a day because they want to stop snacking on garbage food and sugar snacks. And he started laughing. He said, after having one, I can see why you say that. And maybe I'll start doing that too. I said, well, it cannot hurt. I know Lori sometimes just wants a little treat. Keep some of hers in the fridge to have a cold treat. So yeah, lots of good things about it. You know, our cells are always, as I said, they're under constant attack. It's a war zone out there because of the UV radiation, the pollution. Our lifestyle just lends itself to stress and poor sleep and anxiety issues. And a lot of us are not exercising the way we should, and our diets are not what they should be. And all of that will turn into free radicals. And I know without even knowing what a free radical is, you all have heard the term free radicals. You don't want them. That's where your triglycerides are high, and then that leads to heart issues, which is why Eternal is so good for all of that. It takes care of attacking, and that will help with the cellular damage. It will help with the premature aging, as well as helping your organs. But the advanced blend in the Eternal that was put together by Dr. Dan Gubler is bioavailable antioxidants, and those are the ones that will slow down the aging process that comes from free radicals. It's got the resveratrol in it. That's, I love resveratrol. Yes, glutathione is very hard also to absorb. So you're getting the glutathione and the absorption rate that you need. The other thing that was excited about in it is, and of course the berry blend and all of those things make it yummy, but also make it extremely high antioxidant. But I love that it has CoQ10, glutathione and CoQ10. CoQ10's magical as well. I remember my mother was 90-ish, and her doctor still to that day couldn't get her to take a pill. She would have no pharmaceuticals. He was an internist and he played her game her way. But he called her and he said, hey, they just came out with a new supplement. It's called CoQ10, Claire, and I want you to take it. And she goes, well, I don't. He says, don't even start with me. It's over the counter, Claire. You don't have to go to the pharmacist. And she goes, well, then maybe I'll try it. And it made a difference for her. And I'm sure the absorption wasn't great, but it was a step in a direction. And so when I heard that it had liposomal CoQ10 inside, I'm like, yes, I remember that story, and that was a big deal. So anyway, I think that we probably have a great testimonial on Éternal.
We sure do. I'm going to turn over to Francesca. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. No, 1 second. Sorry. Trying to get this fixed up. Hey, everybody. It's time to dance. Because I have the energy from Éternal, I'm going to live longer and be happy too. And now that I embarrass myself, I'll tell you some facts. Éternal is an absolutely amazing product. I am Francesca, and I hate to admit it, but I'm quickly turning 70. I have more energy than I did at 40. And it's all because of these products. One of my favorites is Éternal. I use it as a recovery boost from the gym, a general energy boost, a skin repair, not to mention a general all body wellness enhancement, including psychologically. What does this mean? I work out hard at the gym, and I can get a lull of energy afterwards. I take Éternal right afterwards to flip that around, to use it as a repair, if you will. I also noticed a difference the day after a hard workout because I'm not as sore. And I don't take Revíve because of another reason, but that's another story. I take Éternal for a general energy boost if I'm simply getting tired or mentally exhausted from work. I also put it on bug bites, scars, and sometimes on my face. It helps get rid of pigmentation as well. My husband and I both take it. To me, the most important thing about it is that it kills free radicals. What are free radicals? To put it simply, it is an uncharged molecule that has an unrepaired valence electron. In other words, an out-of-place electron. Free radicals are unstable molecules that damage the DNA inside cells if they build up. They can play a role in a range of diseases and the visible signs of aging. There are studies that show free radicals can cause oxidative stress. Oxidative stress contributes to diseases such as Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, digestive diseases, and cancer. Éternal is full of antioxidants and help remove those free radicals from your body. That gives me goosebumps every time I say that. Simply put, Éternal will keep you healthy, help fight off disease, and reduce visible signs of aging. By ingesting Éternal, I cannot tell you how absolutely wonderful I feel that I am actively preventing illness and disease, and that I am also an active participant in my husband's good health. But oh, by the way, they take no medications at all. So there you have it. Use the knowledge, use the product, be healthy, happy, and aware of all that is good.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much for the jingle as well as the details. You know, it's showing both sides. I like it. And we'll attribute that to the Éternal. So I think we've got one more thing to talk about, and probably Lori can't wait to do that.
I'm very excited about this product. Again, can I have a favorite? They're all my favorite. They truly are, because they all do something different that helps me feel a certain way. And this one gives me a lot of energy, and it's our energy drink. And what I love about this is right on the box, it says no taurine, no sugar, no sucralose, and no aspartame. Like, those are hugely, hugely important. There's a lot of people that have realized, including myself over the past several years, how dangerous energy drinks are. And the energy drink industry has been making millions and billions, with a B, of dollars off of serving all of us crap. Stuff that's really, really bad for our body, really bad for our body. And if you don't believe me, look into some of those words such as aspartame. I'll just pick that one. How about sucralose? How about taurine? I mean, we could go on and on. But anyway, this has none of that. And in this box, there's 30 little sticks. We call them little sticks. And you can put this stick into your water. You can put it into a water bottle, shake it up, stir it with a spoon, whatever, drink it down, and it's going to give you clean energy. You're not going to have that crash. And it tastes great. Tastes great, Leslie. I love the flavor.
Well, I appreciate you going through that on my behalf, because I always forget some of those details. But I think the thing that crosses my mind is I reminded my brother just Sunday. I hadn't seen him in years, and he doesn't look good at all. It was, I wouldn't have recognized him. I would have walked right by him, and he's 12 years older than me. But dang, that doesn't. It just was weird. But I reminded him, and we were laughing. We were at the restaurant, and he normally gets iced tea. And I said, do you remember when you and my sister passed away? We won't get into that tonight, but I lost her due to poor health and poor health choices. And he doesn't do a whole lot better and is having a lot of ramifications because of it. And aspartame is one of the things that when that came out, that was in, I think the NutraSweet, the blue packet, I think was aspartame, and the pink packet was saccharin. And they would say, well, Leslie, we're having a family dinner and we're gonna have iced tea, right? Sure, yeah, we'll have iced tea. And there's lemons out. Well, do you have any of the sweeteners? Do you have any of those packets? I said, oh, yes. And I was the little turd because my sister was 18 years older, brother 12 years older. So I was like 30, they were in their 40s and 50-ish. And so I would come out with the bowl and I'd put a few of each of them in, and I would say, I'm sorry, I can't remember which one of you, did you want the cancer or the brain tumors? Wah, 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 wah. But it was true. The aspartame was the brain tumors. Boom. Why would you want that? I don't get it. So yeah, I wasn't very nice. And he laughed this time. He didn't laugh back then. He didn't think I was funny at all. But I'm like, he goes, well, I still don't have a brain tumor. But I'm like, well, you could have, and you have a lot of other things going on. So, I didn't get into all that. But, I think the other thing is it's smooth. It's considered a sustained energy, which is important. It's not a quick energy with a crash. It's nourishing, it hydrates, which I think for youth that are in sports, it's a great option to get them off of the garbage that they are inhaling right now. I know teenagers have horrible choices, and it's got a brain boosting supporter as well as the adrenal support. So that's super important when you're looking at a clean energy. And I don't want to belabor it for sake of time and out of respect of everybody's time, but do we have somebody that wants to say a little testimony about it?
We sure do. And I just have to really quick, I don't always get into the chats just due to time frames, but I did want to read, Ryan wrote in the chat. He said the first morning that he took Kynetik, he felt like a camera lens going into focus. This stuff is phenomenal. And I thought, what a great visual. Ryan, thank you for sharing that. That just a camera lens going into focus. So a great visual. So I'm going to turn it over for a testimonial to Kurtis.
Hey, you guys, thank you. This product is absolutely amazing. If you've been in public, if you haven't been under a rock, you've seen all these kids and young adults, and they've all got these different energy drinks in their hands. It seems like I see them everywhere. And there's just a lot of honestly dangerous and bad products that are inside of those. I've heard many rumors about certain things happening. We've had some close calls and some medical experiences in our family, personal family, and it's been led back to these energy drinks. This product is absolutely insane. Like Ryan said, it's a focus energy. It's not jittery. It doesn't keep you up late at night. Doesn't make you have heart palpitations. There's a lot of great stuff that's going on inside of this drink, and it's just a great replacement for the stuff that's out there and people that are taking energy drinks and they want that extra little, that pick me up. And this is a great way to do it. I just can't say enough about the product. It's amazing.
Thanks, Kurtis. So true. It's a lot of great points. Appreciate you sharing that. And I have to say, I thought Francesca might have been on it when she started in, and she had the go power. So I'm betting she had her Kynetik today. Oh.
I love it. I love it. Again, you guys, we have so many wonderful products, and I just want to thank Leslie for sharing on each and every product and giving us a rundown of things that are so important that we should be looking for: absorption rates, all of those types of things. What are we bathing ourselves in? I love how she started off this Zoom with that. That is so important that we know these things. And again, we have the clinical studies to prove. We have the clinical studies to back everything that Leslie shared tonight. We are in the PDR. You can go to pdr.net. What is the PDR? That's the Physician's Digital Reference. We are in that with these supplements. You guys go to pdr.net and look that up. You know, put the supplements in. It's phenomenal that we have the backing that we have. So not all supplements are created equal. I've had so many people say, Lori, is this just in my head, or am I really feeling this much better this quickly? And I'm like, you know what? There's only one way you're going to find out. I mean, I know the answer, but you know how you find out? Stop taking them. Start and then stop, and you'll go right back to where you were. That's how you figure it out. I mean, it's the truth. They work. It's not in your head. Like I said, start them and stop them, and you'll go, oh my gosh, I do feel so much better. Here's the thing. Whoever invited you on the Zoom tonight, first of all, say thank you to them, because what a great Wellness Wednesday. Again, thank you to Leslie. Thank you to each testimonial, Gina, Lindsey, John, Kurtis, Lora, Francesca. What great testimonials from all across the globe. These products aren't on trial. They work. They work. And again, we're promoting wellness, not pills. And I get really, really excited about that. So if you'd like to get your hands on these, let the person who invited you on the Zoom, let them know, I want to try these products and I'd want to get them at wholesale pricing. They can share with you exactly how to do that. Now, if you're going, you know what, not only do I need these products, I think my brother, my sister, my neighbor, my friend, gosh, they mentioned this or that, or they're not sleeping, or they want to lose weight, or whatever it may be. They have inflammation in their body, they have aches, they have pains, that whatever. You know what? I think they should try these products. Maybe they would help. Don't gatekeep, you guys. Let them know these products do help. These products, again, aren't on trial. Let them know about them. And if you're going, gosh, you know what? How could I possibly get my products paid for? I would like to earn some money so I can pay for my products. Maybe end up getting my products for free because I earn a little money. Is there a way to earn a little money if I share these products with somebody else? Yes, there is. If you'd like to do that, you can earn a little bit of money. You can earn a little more money. You can earn a lot of money, depending on how much you want to share. You know, I get really passionate about these products. I like sharing these products. I like blessing people with good health. So if you would like to do the same thing, guess what? Tomorrow evening, there's going to be a gentleman sharing. It's going to be a 30-minute Zoom, and he's going to share exactly how you can do that. How can I earn a little bit of money to get my products paid for? How could I earn a little bit more to maybe have a travel fund, maybe have a retirement fund? How about a fun fund? Whatever you may want, he's going to talk about how you can do just that. So if you'd like the link for tomorrow evening to find out how you can do that, again, ask the person who invited you on this Zoom, and they're not going to gatekeep. They're going to let you know, and they're going to share that link with you for tomorrow evening. So I want to thank each and every one of you who shared tonight. Again, a huge shout out to Leslie for all of her valuable knowledge. And thank you to each one of you for jumping on. I want to wish you all great health and happiness. Good evening.
Thank you.